Whole child theory as told by me, Liz Smoley. Our textbook describes the whole child theory as a theory based on the accepted principle that all areas of human growth and development are interrelated. The concept of this whole child suggests the uniqueness of a person, although they are often discussed separately. The areas of development: social, emotional, physical, language, cultural awareness, intellectual, and creativity cannot be isolated from one another. Florida early learning and developmental standards are separated into domains: physical development, approaches to learning, social and emotional development, language and literacy, mathematical thinking, scientific inquiry, social studies, creative expression through the arts. Now just bear with me for a second. Have you ever had a Halloween sensory experience, whether in the dark or blindfolded, where you stick your hand in a bowl of brains that's truly just a bowl of cooked spaghetti? Keep that in mind. Take a simple ball game on the playground, for example. Active play is learned by demonstrating safety. Maybe the child has a realization standing on the ball and trying to balance is not a good idea. Gross motor development of the brain is developed through demonstration of use of large muscles to move in the environment. Gross motor perception is used with hand-eye coordination in the ball. Approaches to learning takes place as eagerness and curiosity to participate transpire. Brain development happens as persistence, inventiveness, planning, and reflection arise as a part of passing the ball around with friends. Social and emotional development is practiced as appropriate emotional responses between behavior and facial expressions happen. A smile after a caught ball or a scored point. These facial expressions and other expressions identify the response to a range of emotions. Perhaps a child starts to get frustrated with where the ball is bouncing, or upset it's not their turn yet. A managing of emotion transpires in this learning activity, then shows the ability to self-regulate. This is learning. Holding attention through the duration of the game shows a network of brain development. More parts of the brain are working at the same time via this simple ball game. Relationships with adults take place. This is learning. A developed positive relationship with peers is evolving. An increased ability to social problem solving happens. A child accidentally throws the ball and the receiver didn't catch it in time. That exchange sparks empathy as demonstration of care and concern for others is displayed. Identity and belonging develops as play are not only parallel playing with the ball, but interacting by passing it back and forth. There's exploration and persistence taking place, a developing sense of identity and belonging through routines, rituals, and interactions. Maybe playing with this ball is a frequent game that occurs every day at the same time during the morning scheduled outside play. Self-awareness and independence is key as the child uses his words, to express. He wants a turn next with the ball or says, "Pass it here, please." Language and literacy develops with the understanding when listening, following instructions of the game, then speaking, and is understood when speaking. New terminology is used when playing the simple game of ball, as the child shows an understanding of words and their meanings. This area of the brain is developing. A child may create a compound word such as double bounce. When playing this ball game, this increased vocabulary to describe objects, actions, and events is brain development. The child may say, "This game is particularly challenging." It may be the first time that child uses the word particularly in a correct context. Conversation is taking place between ones playing the ball game. Say the ball bounces out of the game. Verbal and nonverbal communication and language to express needs and feelings, share expressions, and resolve problems. This is language and literacy at its finest. The question is asked in response to the adults and peers in this outdoor game setting takes conversation development. Learning takes place as the child asks, "Can you get that?" He demonstrated understanding of social conversation and communication and language use as a head nod up and down as a response. Even the creative expression through the arts domain is developed as the child creates his own tippy-toe walk, skip way of moving his body, then bouncing the ball. Mathematical thinking takes place as 1, 2, 3 bounces are counted. Measurement and data by the scorekeeping with tracking numbers written in chalk on the sidewalk. There's a pattern that is learned as people take turns with the ball. Basic geometry concepts enhance as the child realizes the ball is a three-dimensional circle sphere. Spatial relationships meditated on as the child stands in front and has to bounce the ball forward with correct force. Scientific inquiry is used as the ball bounces on different surfaces and feels different on the hands. Maybe it bounced through some dirt and the hands are needing to be washed. This domain is also developed as the child has to gauge where the ball will need to land to bounce at the desired target. The ball nearly bounces on a caterpillar. Guess what? That's life science. The bouncing of the ball is physical science. There's a puddle of water and the ball bounces through that. Earth and space science. A child's name is called out as the ball is being passed. Environmental domain is learning. A child grabs a stick to push the ball along. Engineering. The children pick teams or groups to play with. This is social studies. The children inevitably get into a slight dispute. Problem solving clears up the issue. This is the civic ideals and practices domain. A better understanding of wants and needs are meditated on as the child deeply wants a turn now, but realizes it's not a need. He can wait his turn. The teacher calls a 5-minute warning to wrap outside play up. The children develop sequence of events and knows it's about time to go in for lunch. All that intertwined learning with a quick ball game. Conclusion. A young child's brain is like a bowl of spaghetti, as all those domains intertwine together, mushing together and touching in all sorts of knots, learning in the brain. Thank you for taking the time for my PowerPoint program. I appreciate it, and all your comments.